Wow. What moment in my life?
The moment that taught me the most was when...
Biggest regret.
Oh God.
What do I do when I feel like giving up? Ooh, that's a good one. Actually...
Oh. You didn't tell me that these were like this.
I think there's 3 major moments in my life that will teach me the most. Is losing a mother, losing your father, and losing yourself.
When I was in jail there, and when I got right sick coming off of drugs, that's when I realized I needed to change and get off them for good so that I don't have to keep having that sick feeling every day or every time that I don't have drugs.
I always wanted to work as a chef, so that's why I moved from India to Canada, right? And now I'm working in an Indian restaurant, like where I came from is India too, right? And I'm working as a chef, and everybody whenever like any customer comes and say your food tastes good, I feel proud that moment because I worked all my life to get here, and when people say that your food is really nice, it's the proudest moment I ever have as a chef.
Winning Xterra, World Xterra.
What is that?
Off-road triathlon. In
No
2000,
way, you won it?
Yeah, well, I won my age group. It's 2011.
Congratulations.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, that was crazy. That was a really proud moment. I went, not having done Xterra before, and I went hoping not to lose. So when I won, I was like, wow.
I think my proudest moment would have to be getting into pharmacy school. When I opened that acceptance letter, I was so ecstatic. Like, it was a lot of hard work, definitely, maintaining grades, writing the letter of intent, and that god-awful interview. But I made it in the end, and it was just such a nice surprise.
Maybe my biggest regret about words is that I didn't said while I was in Ukraine to my mom while I could hug her, but now I can't. So.
Okay, getting divorced. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you go back and change it if you
Yep.
could?
Yep. Fight for it. Yeah. Or fix it before it got to that.
Thinking that I'm not smart enough. I dealt with dyslexia my whole life. I have extreme dyslexia, so I always procrastinated in getting education or pursuing things that were out of my comfort zone because I didn't want to come off as stupid. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that's stupid to think that because who cares what people think, and it's just a learning process. Life is just a learning process.
With the dream and making it work, my biggest regret is not being able to spend more time with my kids. Yeah, anytime I get a chance, I'm always in Vancouver, I'm always out of town. I get to spend one day or 2 days a week with them, if lucky. So yeah, just cherish it. Hopefully, when everything is settled and the dream reaches its peak, I'll have more time with them.
I think when I felt like giving up, I woke up in the hospital after trying to commit suicide. 2.5 weeks I was out for, and I'm 13.5 weeks pregnant. And I had a little baby boy on the 3rd of June, and his name's Steven. He's the cutest little thing. So I guess my 6 kids, Kayla, she's 14, Crystal, she's 13, Kira is 7, Aiden is 5, Adam is 2, and oh man, I love my kids, but it's hard. And my, I don't know, they get me to motivate me anyways. And I'm just having a hard time with not having anything. Like, I'm tired right now, I'm hungry, but I have food. So it's like, I don't understand why people have changed into such animals, I guess you'd call it. I was homeless for so long on these streets, actually, in Edmonton. And like, I remember back when I was like 2013, 12 maybe, you didn't have a cigarette, you didn't have anything. And the person beside you would be like, here you go, without question. But now it's like, you ask for a cigarette, or you know, like somebody gives you a jacket, and others look at you like, oh my God, gross. And it just makes me sick, you know? So I think the thing that gets me out of bed the most and, you know, keeps me going when I think that I gotta get up, it's the simple fact that if you look around you, like 90% of them I know now. But you gotta earn the respect that you get.
Think about my daughter, think about my mother, think about my hard-working father. Big shoes to fill with my father coming to Canada and creating a life and giving me an opportunity. So yeah, I mean, that also sometimes does feel overwhelming too, because it's responsibilities. I then tend to look at other people that have less, that don't have the daily necessities that we have or I may have. I look at what's happening in Ukraine right now. You know, when I look at that and what I'm facing, and I'm like, it's not that bad, right? So I think that kind of centers me, grounds me, makes me feel humble.
Walking down the aisle with my eldest daughter on Saturday, when she was facing all the people, because everybody was watching her, and she said to me, she's, Dad, why, I don't understand, I'm uncomfortable with them all looking at me. I said, don't worry about it. I said, they're not really looking at you, they're looking at me.
Well, this baptism moment is a big moment for me. We came down here to the river. We all met up, we prayed, we confessed our sins, and I walked into the water. And I walked into the water, and it was an amazing moment. It really was. You name it, I've done it. And I was living in sin, and I was living, you know, there was no fulfillment. There's no fulfillment, so that's why I did it. I did it to be saved. To be saved.
Oh, so my cousin, he was in the car with my grandpa and my uncle, and my cousin said, "Can you roll the window down?" And then the uncle said, "Say, can you roll the window down and say please?" Then he said, "Can you roll the window down and say please?" And we'll never forget that.
Being the lead in Carmen, and the last day that I did it, the very last show, it was just so exhilarating. I tried to stand there and take it all in, and the final balls, they were the greatest. So.
Wow, I think there's a lot of moments that I would never forget. I wouldn't forget my wedding day. My kids were born. There's some trauma moments as well. I'll never forget when I moved out of my house. I moved out when I was really young. I was 14. Never forget an accident I had. I fell off a mountain about last year and dislocated my shoulder and had a good scare there.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I was climbing a mountain by myself, and which I probably shouldn't have been doing. And I got caught in a situation where I was stuck having to scale loose rocks that I couldn't get away from them, and I picked up I propped myself up on a rock that was loose, like a big boulder. It let go on me. I fell about 15 feet, but then the boulder and all the rocks that came behind it came crashing down and dislocated my shoulder and popped my knee out of place, and then I had to get myself down somehow, and yeah, that was a scary one. Two labrum tears and a bum knee for a while, and a scary couple of hours trying to crawl myself down a mountain. So yeah, I probably wouldn't forget that one.